2023 meeting of the Coralville Planning and Zoning Commission. Can I get a roll call, please?
Dokun?
Here.
Friedhoff?
Here.
Sitzman?
Here.
Aaron's?
Here.
Taylor? Here. Winman?
Here.
Holderness is not present.
Now consider a motion to approve tonight's agenda.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's.
Second.
Second by Taylor. All in favor say aye.
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 Opposed? Okay, if there are no additions or corrections to the January minutes, I'll consider a motion for approval of January 4th, 2023 minutes.
So moved.
Moved by Friedhoff.
Seconded.
Second by Aaron's. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, next item is the public hearing request by Advantage Development, Inc. to recommend rezoning Lot 1 Coralville West Part 2 from C2 Arterial Commercial Development District to CPUD-2 Commercial Planned Unit Development 2 District and approval of a PUD-B site plan. Is there anyone here to wish to address the commission on this topic?
You don't have to present unless you want to. Otherwise, I give background on things. Okay.
Okay, then we will close the public hearing and we'll consider a motion approving a recommendation of the rezoning.
So moved.
Moved by Taylor,
Seconded.
seconded by Aaron's. Okay, Dave, can you?
This is a one-story, 43,000 square foot, predominantly masonry and glass building. It's located in the West Land Use area, which has an overlay district with specific design, building and site design criteria. The property is designated as core commercial on land use plan. This multi-tenant commercial building can be considered consistent with that land use designation. And the staff has reviewed this, and the building design and materials comply with the architectural guidelines, and the parking, landscaping, stormwater, and screening also comply with the relevant site design standards for the West Land Use Area Master Plan. That's all I have.
Okay, is there any questions or discussion about the rezoning of this? If not, we will move to vote. Can I have a roll call for the approval of the rezoning, please?
Friedhoff?
Yes.
Sitzman?
Aye.
Aaron's?
Aye.
Taylor?
Aye.
Dokun?
Aye.
Winman?
Aye. Motion passes all. Now we'll consider recommending approval of the PUD-B site plan.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's.
Second.
Second by Sitzman. Anything different? Okay.
I don't have anything to add. Thank you.
Okay, we'll do a roll call vote on the site plan, please.
Sitzman?
Aye.
Aaron's?
Aye.
Taylor?
Aye.
Dokun?
Aye.
Friedhoff?
Aye.
Winman?
Aye. Okay, motion carries all ayes. Next item is a public hearing request by Jajesska LC to recommend approval of a PUD-B site plan for Lot 10 Coral Crossing 8th Edition. Okay, we'll open the public hearing. Does anybody wish to address the commission on this public hearing? Okay, then we will close the public hearing and consider recommending approval of the PUD-B site plan.
So moved.
Moved by Taylor,
Second.
second by Aaron's. Okay, Dave?
This is a 36-unit multifamily residential building on 1.42 acres. This is also in the West Land Use area, which is an overlay district. There's a 2018 master plan for Coral Crossing on file with the city that was reviewed and approved by City Council. And this building is consistent with the density as well as the design criteria previously approved in that plan. This building is a continuation of the development seen along Spring Rose Circle, and the building materials are predominantly stone, again mostly earth tones with shake and horizontal lap siding. Average density is 25 dwelling units per acre for this, and there are 73 parking spaces enclosed in the building and a total of 81 parking spaces in the project. Staff has reviewed the enclosed plan, landscape plan, as well as the associated materials and finds that the project conforms with the Coralville development standards, the community plan, the West Land Use Area Master Plan, and the 2018 PUD-A master plan, master development plan for Coral Crossing on file.
Thank you. Any question or discussion on this?
Dave, the stormwater management was included in another plan for these
Correct.
buildings? Thank you.
Is the street all the way through now?
Yeah.
I think because that was the barrier last time, right?
Right.
Any further questions or discussion? Not, we will have a roll call vote on approval of the PUD-B site plan.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Taylor,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Friedhoff,
Aye.
Winman.
Aye. And motion passes all ayes. Okay, item 7 is public hearing request by Forevergreen Development LLC to recommend amending the preliminary plat for Forevergreen Heights. Anybody wish to speak to the commission on this topic? Forevergreen Heights?
Matt, did you want to maybe just do a brief overview on the changes?
Yes. Good evening. I'm Matt Adam on behalf of the developer for Evergreen Development LLC. We have, I guess, the rest of the things on this agenda item tonight. So the first is amending the preliminary plat. And the main purpose of the amendment, Dave, correct me if I'm wrong, is we took out a public street and made it an open green space with a sidewalk going through it. We didn't change the density at all. We just got rid of that street right there and created an outlot. So we'll put some trees up there and have a sidewalk for pedestrian walking, but no streets. I think that was done at the request of the city engineer.
Correct. There were some challenging slopes at that particular location, so the city engineer suggested making that more of a meandering walkway bordered with trees, something that would be more of a pedestrian amenity in the development versus a street. And then I think this also plats some of the outlots for future development.
Yes. I think the outlot phase 3, part 4, outlot W also gets platted. It'll just be open space until we come back to the city with a site plan and a development plan for that particular lot. Similar to what we're doing tonight on, I think the next agenda items, or item 9 and 10, are site plans for what are phase 2, part 3, and phase 2, part 2. Those are currently just open big lots, and we're coming back with a full design on the PUD-B, internal streets, as well as building elevations and materials. So I think those are the 2 minor amendments to this plat.
Thank you. Okay, well, we will close the public hearing and consider a motion recommending approval of the amended preliminary plat.
So moved.
Moved by Friedhoff,
Second.
second by Taylor. Dave, is there anything you'd wish to add to that?
No, staff has reviewed the preliminary plat and find it contains the items we need for filing with the auditor's office.
Any further questions or discussion on the amended preliminary plat? If not, I have a roll call and approval of the preliminary plat.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Taylor,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Friedhoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Winman.
Aye. And motion carries all ayes. Item 8 is a public hearing request by Forevergreen Development LLC to recommend approval of a PUD-B site plan for Forevergreen Heights Phase 3, Parts 1 to 3. Anybody wish to speak to the commission on the site plan?
Hello again. Yeah, I'll speak to this and give some kind of background and location. This is about 35 acres, I think, maybe 40, maybe 45. I don't remember the exact amount, but this is the part 3 of our master development plan. And what we're doing here, it's 170 single-family lots. We have presented this in one massive presentation, but we're going to do it in 3 separate parts. As you can see from the preliminary plat that we had showed you, the first part will be the extension of Craven Drive, which will start this summer as soon as the weather will permit. And then as the lots sell and get absorbed, we'll continue moving kind of north and east up to the next road. So it just made sense to do all the grading all at once and get the public infrastructure laid out and designed, and then we'll execute it as the lots absorb.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
Okay, we will close the public hearing. And consider recommending approval of the PUD-B site plan.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Dokun. Yeah. Roll call vote on the approval of the site plan, please.
Taylor,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Friedhoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye. Motion carries all items. Item 9 is a public hearing request by Forevergreen Development LLC to recommend approval of PUD-B site plan for Forevergreen Heights Phase 2, Part 2. Is there anything you'd like to add on this one?
Sure. I'll maybe cover, yeah, this is what I was alluding to previously, where this is currently an outlot from phase 1 or of the development that we platted initially, and it's been laid out for 52. It was approved in the PUDA site plan for 52 units, and so we have, now that we're through the first phase of the development, got some major infrastructure in, including the roundabout, and we've connected Dubuque Street to North Liberty Road. This is the next step. So we presented the building types, the units, the materials, and the private infrastructure and the plans for this particular outlot. So I would probably see construction of the private infrastructure starting this spring, and maybe houses going up sometime in midsummer, early fall on this particular.
So those are just the two interior streets that have to be added?
Yeah, it makes a loop around. There's a detention pond in the middle of that. That's some of the stormwater detention for the entire development.
Yeah.
And then, so we had to, and the main sewer line actually comes from North Liberty Road out and underneath that and ties it in. So when we laid this out for the PUDA, it was contemplated where the sewer was going to go. That's where the roads are going to go. So this has been part of the design since day one. Yeah. But we really didn't put all the details in terms of the types of units, the materials, and everything until now. And that's consistent with the next outlot that's on the agenda as well, and the same thing.
Okay.
So, any other questions?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Ron, if I may, briefly on this, in the previous agenda item, for the benefit of a couple of our commissioners who were not here for the original master plan submittal, I did include a copy of the master plan to give you an idea of what the overall development layout, scheme, density, and use types are with that. Also included is a phasing plan for the development. We use that for all of our referencing with Forevergreen Heights. So I just wanted to make sure you had that. There's also a lot of reference to PUD-A versus a PUD-B. PUD-A is a master plan. It's meant for larger, long-term type development with multiple phases. And then sometimes people will apply for a PUD-B where it might just be a specific individual site where somebody wants to do a planned unit development. So there's that little difference, but when you hear PUD-A, PUD-B, that's what it means in Coralville. So that's the only thing I wanted to clarify.
Thank you. Any further questions or discussion before we vote on approval of the site plan? Can I roll call vote on approval of the PUD-B site plan, please?
Dokun,
Aye.
Friedhoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Taylor,
Aye.
Winman,
Aye. Motion carries all ayes. Was that the last one?
No, we got one more.
One more?
Phase 2, Part 3.
Okay, request by Forevergreen Development LLC to recommend approval of PUD-B site plan for Forevergreen Heights Phase 2, Part 3. Anything different?
Last time. I could probably echo everything I just said about the previous outlot. This is the outlot right across the street, right across Scanlon Farms Road, to the east and north of Forevergreen Road. Again, this outlot has a very large stormwater detention basin in it, and these units are going to be built around that stormwater detention basin. There is a large sanitary sewer line that we put across this outlot to get into our Part 2 single-family lots that was just approved, that we're going to start seeing some houses built on. So again, the infrastructure layout was contemplated at the time of the master plan, and the street layout accordingly. So we're moving forward with trying to get some houses in the ground and moving forward with this particular outlot.
So everything fell in as it was proposed in the original plan?
Pardon me?
Everything worked as according to the original plan after you did all that? So.
Yeah, everything worked according to the original plan in terms of the private infrastructure and how we laid it out with the street coming through there and connecting. It's a private street, but everyone can use it.
In some of our notes that we received tonight, there was a mention of some change in, I think, some building materials for one of these phases. I don't remember which one it was. Can you tell us what those might be?
I don't know what materials changed. We have not submitted anything. This is our first submittal on this outlot, and our
There
first
was
submittal on the previous
Maybe some
outlot.
stone or brickwork on the edges, maybe, that kind of.
Oh, are you talking about wrapping the inside and
I think
outside
that- maybe
corners,
that's what it
carrying
was.
materials
I just saw there was a
around?
mention of some cladding or some sort that.
It's just the typical note that we've made with Forevergreen Heights residential development, that the inside and outside corners be wrapped, that material carries around 2 feet.
Yeah.
And I believe those are the only comments. Because these were the home styles, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
There's essentially 2 different products with multiple different combinations of
Right.
exterior materials. The fourplex units.
Yeah, these are the fourplex units. And I believe these had that, this showed the materials carrying around. And same on these.
You have 2 different types of fourplex units, a 3-story with all the front porches will face Forevergreen Road with the garages on the back. Similar products throughout town that are really pretty.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Any further questions or discussion before we vote on approval of this site plan? Can I get a roll call vote on approval of the,
Motion to approve.
I thought we,
No, you gotta.
I'm sorry, I thought we had a motion to approve the PUD site plan.
So moved.
Taylor,
Second.
second by Aaron's. Okay, now we can have a roll call vote.
Friedoff,
Aye.
Sitzman,
Aye.
Aaron's,
Aye.
Taylor,
Aye.
Dokun,
Aye.
Winman.
Aye. Anything for next month, Dave?
Yeah, I don't know if do you want to close the hearing?
Yeah,
Or
okay, we
adjourn the
will
hearing.
close the
Or
hearing.
adjourn the
We
meeting?
can I have a motion to adjourn the meeting, please.
So moved.
Moved by Aaron's,
Second.
second by Taylor. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
We are adjourned.